Welcome back to the channel. Join me in this lesson to learn about state transitions in software applications and how they can be captured in your test cases. State transition diagrams, which are sometimes referred to as state machines, are used by developers and business analysts to capture any state change during a software application process. They are a valuable tool for testers when we are creating test cases. A state transition diagram could be anything from making a medical appointment and then getting treatment from a doctor or nurse to an application for a bank loan. Let's start by looking at the loan application process. We will now build a state transition diagram for a loan application. It can have multiple potential states, and each one could be recorded on a software application. For example, when a loan application is submitted online, it may need to be reviewed by a bank employee before a credit check is initiated. Whilst that review is pending, the state would be loan application submitted. When the review is complete, a credit check is requested, and the state will change to credit check. Remember, the state will only have one value. The credit check will eventually complete, and the result will impact the next state. If the credit check fails, then the next state will be rejected by bank, and this is a final state. If the credit check passes, the state will change to loan offered. In either case, the customer is informed automatically. If a loan is offered, there could be two potential outcomes or states in this process. First, the customer receives the offer, but for their own reasons they decide not to accept it. The status will change to refused by customer. Alternatively, if a customer decides to accept the loan, the status will change to loan in force. Without having to look too hard, we can identify 3 potential end-to-end tests, but there could be more, like checking the process if a loan offer is made and the customer doesn't respond. Now we'll look at a completely different situation and examine a process that a doctor's surgery may use to make appointments. You can then use this to identify more potential tests. Let's look at this process in reverse to see how many final states there are. There are 2 potential end states. The first is when a patient's issue is resolved, so that's one test. There is another final state where a hospital appointment is required for follow-up treatment or analysis, and this would be the second test. What else can we look for? When a patient requests an appointment, the receptionist makes an assessment and decides whether this should be with a nurse or with a doctor. So we need 2 more tests for these. There is also another test when a doctor's appointment is made due to a referral from a nurse. We are on a roll now, and there are more potential states if you look for them. For example, test 1 could be run as 2 tests. One test is when treatment is prescribed by a nurse, and another test is when the treatment is prescribed by a doctor. In addition to these tests, it is expected that a patient could need multiple nurse or doctor appointments during the process, so there is potential for more testing in those areas. I hope you found this useful. The information should give you a good idea of how to use state transition diagrams to identify your test cases. I would suggest going through this video again at your own pace to make sure it all gets logged into your memory. For more testing insights, use the link below this video. There's lots of useful lessons there, and please subscribe to the channel. It helps us to create more free content. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button for me before you go. Keep testing and improving,